Hey everybody, and welcome to another I Should Be Painting. This week we're going to be taking a look at everything miniature hobby related that the CGN crew got done in 2020. So let's take a look back. "2020 was obviously a complicated year, but it was also a great year for getting your hobby on. And through the practice of hobbying together and just generally hanging out, Sean, Aaron, Josh, and myself not only grew our bonds of friendship, we also got a lot of things completed. So we thought it would be fun to take a look at all of the different projects and all of the different miniatures that we got completed in a pseudo competition in terms of who painted the most number of models and who did the most number of projects. Now, I have seen on other YouTube channels that people have taken a look back at 2020, and it seems that they consider a building, no matter how big the building is, as one. It only counts as one. That's fine. I don't agree, but okay. So first up, we are going to take a look at Sean. So Sean painted about a dozen models in 2020, but most importantly, he made some amazing leaps in the way that he approaches miniature painting. He started trying new brushes. He started painting things to be a little bit more weathered. And as always, he really works very hard on making things very dynamic and doing all these different poses. I know that he's worked on probably hundreds of models, but he's gotten one full squad done in a completely new painting technique that he learned over the course of 2020, which is absolutely fantastic. But in terms of model count, Sean, you come in fourth place. Coming in third place is the Josh. In 2020, he got his Marvel Crisis Protocol on hardcore, much harder than I did, and he painted every single model that came out in 2020, plus 2 models that weren't supposed to come out until 2021. I believe his entire count is 67 models. But let's hear from him exactly what he thinks about the models that he made.
All right, so this is my painting for the year 2020. It's a lot of Marvel Crisis Protocol. I feel like my technique got a lot better. I still am using primarily contrast paints, but I feel like I get a good result for the time that I put in. It's very enjoyable to me. I really love the characters for Crisis Protocol. Even characters that I would normally never think about wanting to play with, they've been able to make pretty exciting and pretty fun. And the models are getting more and more dynamic. If you see this Ghost Rider, Daredevil, Doctor Strange, all super awesome looking. As we go along, we get to my more favorite models up over here with Thanos, and we're ending with my 2 favorite models so far, Angela and Enchantress. I just love those poses and those models. They were super fun to paint. I have all of the mutants to paint for 2021. Super excited to get that started, and I'm just super stoked with Marvel Crisis Protocol. That's my new jam. I love skirmish games. This one's highly tactical. Love the models. Super fun to paint. I really like painting individual models, I've discovered, rather than entire armies. And I know some of you might hate me for that, but that's okay. We're allowed to do that. Thanks for taking a look at my year in review 2020.
In second place is myself with almost exactly 200 models. It's either 199 or 201, depending on how you count them. I essentially did a bunch of different projects in 2020, as you are all aware, since most of them are on camera. However, what's not on camera is me painting my entire 2008 starter collection of Primaris Space Marines to get those all done before the end of 2020, so that in 2021 I can wait another 3 years to paint all the other new Space Marine models. So I painted that entire army, which was approximately 58, 60 models. Then I painted another entire army, which is the Gene Stealer army, and I have laid them out in this fantastic display. In fact, this display pretty much has every single piece of terrain that I have either made, painted, or otherwise worked on in 2020. I did my Necron laser cut terrain. I did the smoking pipes, which was a really fun project. The Gene Stealers that you see, of course. The Space Marines that you see, of course. This is pretty much all of the stuff that I got done in 2020. On top of that, I have my diorama, which I only counted as one. And then I have the Marvel Crisis Protocol models that I painted for around 200 models in total for 2020. Oh, let's not forget about the Book Nook. Book Nook, I did count each model on there. I counted that as 3. I think that's fair. Yeah, I think the Book Nook counts for 3. And our 2020 champion with a whopping 351 models for 2020 is Big Aaron, which is absolutely incredible. And I have to be honest, it was Big Aaron while he was working on his Warcry warbands at the beginning of the year that got me like really motivated to get into the hobby stuff. So I really appreciate that his focus on the hobby was able to bring us all in to get our hobby on, because hobbying together is what made 2020 bearable, and I assume that hobbying together is what's going to continue to make 2021 bearable, although hopefully things will be getting better soon. One can only hope. But from Gitz to a Knight, he did 351 models. He did all of these amazing Warcry warbands. He was just like, hey, let me put together every single Warcry warband. Like, why not? Let's do that. Then, of course, he did like 6,000 points of Necrons with all of the new Necrons. He painted his Knight. He did this awesome building, like this really cool piece of terrain, and he got 351 models completed, which is pretty much a model a day. And if you consider the fact that like you're not gonna paint a Knight in a day, like a Knight, we need to come up with some sort of scale as to like what models are worth. I think we're gonna work on that. I think I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on a formal scale on how to count how many models. We're gonna work on it as a CGN team. Obviously a Knight is not a single model, right? Because you're not gonna paint a Knight in a day. I mean, I guess you could with an airbrush and like a stencil and like just be done with it, but whatever. If you consider the Knight and the terrain, I mean, that pretty much is a model a day, which is freaking awesome. What an amazing goal. I know I am not at a model a day, and it's already almost the end of January. But Aaron is the big winner from our team. Winner. How many models did you get painted? What projects did you work on? Was the hobby a help or a hindrance? Because I know some people, it was just like, you know, if they were doing something, they did something different because we all got put in this weird, crazy place. So let us know. Did hobbying help you in 2020, or was 2020 a hobby no-go? And what are your plans for 2021? Let's go to the computer to take a look at our 3 featured artists for today. Well, here we are at the computer, and we are starting out with one person who has been an absolute inspiration to me, not just because of the work that he was doing, but just because of his immediate reaction and willingness to answer questions when I was asking, how do you accomplish such amazing things? So as you can see, we have an LED customized lightsaber here, but that's not where this ends. This is from a gentleman named Kai, and he does LEDs on pretty much every single model series that I love, right? So first of all, we have Star Wars Legion with some awesome lightsabers. Obviously, we have Kanan here and Ezra. I wonder if Ezra, I thought, anyways, I can't, that's right, no spoilers on CGN. No spoilers, we're not going to talk about it. I wonder if Ezra's coming back in one of the shows, one of the live action shows. I hope he does. Sorry, side tangent. We got some Marvel Crisis Protocol. Check it out. I mean, these are awesome, and they're super tiny, and they're very baffling. We're back to Star Wars with another lightsaber from the Vader. But here, look at the Infinity Cube. Oh my gosh. Like, wow. Wow. I mean, all of the dynamic poses and the lightsabers, but then also Warhammer 40K models on top of it. I mean, look at these, making the gloves glow. He's got like this little panel that he's checking. His I don't even know, like the eyes from the, it's too much. It's too much for me to handle. It's so amazing. And that's not all. I have more pictures for you. Here's an X-Wing with little teeny tiny LEDs inside of the engines. And here are, I don't even know what these are called anymore. Pre-A-Wings? I don't remember. Sorry. Don't remember the ship name. Not the point. The point is they are all lit up by LEDs. And, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm stealing it. I'm just telling you right now. I am stealing this. I am taking my Vulture droids and I am taking my old asteroids, which I have on sticks. I'm cutting the bases off. I'm putting them on the proper base, and I am landing my Vulture droids, and I'm gonna put LEDs on them. This is freaking awesome. Look at this inside. Like, that's what's so cool. Maybe I showed this one already. I don't know. That's what's so cool. He has all of these amazing models, but that's not all. I asked him, hey, how'd you do this? Tell me the secret. And he wrote me 5 paragraphs. He told me exactly which batteries to buy, exactly which wiring to do, and essentially how to cut them up and make them, which is absolutely incredible. So I'm going to be doing a video. I have bought these supplies that he told me to buy, and I'm going to be following his advice. I'm going to be doing a tutorial, I guess, or me just trying to replicate how awesome Kai is and show you guys how his methodology for doing it is, at least what he told me. Next, we are moving on to Chris, and we are taking a look at this Necron, which I saw the photo of this and I was just like, whoa. I mean, the aesthetics are gorgeous. The OSL lighting is gorgeous. The basing with the little teeny tiny crystals is gorgeous. The photography is gorgeous. I mean, just everything about this model is really, really fantastic. I don't know if this was difficult to paint or if it's a relatively simple paint scheme, but I mean, the shadowing and the light that we get here, the color combinations of the bluish silver, the black, the non-metallic metal, like the inset, I mean, just everything here looks like it comes off as like simple to do, and really clean and beautiful. And it's one of those models where you look at it and you're like, wow, just wow. And if you want to follow him on Instagram, it is Chris Jeragard. That's KriskJaergard. I will have a link down below. Let's go ahead and follow, because I don't want your suggestions, because he's a good painter. He good painter. He real good. Lastly, we are moving over to the cosplay land of Cosplay World, and we have our samurai inspired Darth Maul, and this project hits really close to home. I don't know if everybody knows this, but first of all, there's a miniature line. There's like this whole thing about taking like different armor, Star Wars armor, modern armor, any sort of armor, and samurai-ifying it. And there's this really awesome set of action figures, and I have my Samurai Boba Fett, which is terrible to touch because all of these different pieces are like removable and customizable. But I have been working on a Samurai Vader in the background for quite a while. So it's really, really awesome to see this Samurai Darth Maul. It's an epic costume, and it gets me inspired to continue working on my Samurai Vader. And this, of course, is done by Aaron. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. It is fantastic. Well, those are the 3 people for this week. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, remember to like and subscribe, hit that bell button so you never miss an update. If you want to take your patronage to the next level, check out our Patreon in the notes below. Join our Discord. If you join Patreon, you get extra special status in our Discord, but you can also just follow the Discord link and join us in our Discord. We love taking a look at everyone's hobby and communicating with everyone. It's a great place to communicate and to build a little community, which has been very, very fun, particularly in these hard times. As always, this has been Aaron from CGN, and we'll see you on the table.